have question number 8. Wow. Again, very long. Yeah. So a coach has worked for a year or 1 year with a client. The client has been identified by their supervisor as a potential leader in the organization based on the high quality work, good relationship with the peers, and innovate ideas for the future projects. However, the client rarely speaks up in the meetings with senior leaders, and when they do, they often downplay or diminish their ideas. The client's supervisor recommended coaching to improve the client's executive presence with the ultimate goal of developing as a leader in the organization. At the start of the coaching, the client was often self-critical. However, the client has made tremendous progress in recent months, and during the closing session, the coach notices that the client has a confident, easy smile. When the coach shares their observation with the client, the client responds by saying, "I feel different, empowered, ready to take on new challenges." The client adds, "And I was nominated by the CEO to be part of a leadership development program for emerging leaders in our company. What should the coach do?" So very, very obvious. It's already, the client has already gone through the coaching journey process, and now it's about action steps, right? Or facilitating learning and growth, the next steps. So here I'll be looking out for things like, how do I use these things here? Okay. Leveraging the client's energy, the release of energy, right? Okay, so the client adds, "I was nominated." Wow. So there's all this energy, there's all this realization, there's all this learnings the client's having. So I need to translate that into actioning. So think about insights actioning as one of the process. Okay, so there are 4 options. Acknowledge the client's growth in confidence over the past year. Invite the client to share how they plan to celebrate their selection for leadership development program. Option 2, invite the client to identify challenges they would like to take on next. Option 3, ask the client what they may need to maintain their new confidence. Option 4, suggest to the client that they extend their coaching engagement to work towards a new goal of being promoted to the leadership role. So the best one, celebrate success. That's option number 1.
Acknowledgement is here, acknowledge is again the keyword, right?
Yeah. Yep. So acknowledge is the clue, right? Acknowledge. And then competency number 8 talks about celebrating success as well, because we see the success that the client has made across the whole thing. And the key phrase in this scenario is about success, leveraging on the success. Yeah. So although option 2 and 3 may be okay, but it's not the best options between all the 3. Okay, of course, the worst is option number 4, because it's me just telling the client, "Yeah, hey, I think you should continue you see, I'm such a great coach. Hey, engage me again." Yeah, that's option number 4. Yeah, so option number 4 is very obvious. It's definitely a no-no, because it's like just me promoting myself. Yeah. Okay, so competency number 8 may be more straightforward, because it's quite easy to see that this is where it should not be. The typical challenge is with option competency number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The first few, because it can be really challenging in thinking about the competency sets as well. Okay, so great. So there you have competency 1 to 8 with some sample questions where to consider. And the way we kind of do it is looking at first the scenarios, and I always like to look for the back. What is it asking me? Okay, and then I look at some of the options in the questions. Okay, so at the back of my mind, I think roughly what it is, and I ask myself, what possible competency could this be? And then I just recall some of the competencies and the way it's phrased. What are some of the the flip side of it, of the competency? And I look at the answers and drag the possible best action and the worst action. So that's the way I kind of answer the questions. Now, you will notice that all the scenarios will be about this length, quite lengthy, right? A lot of context, a lot of things. And so if I'm reading the first 8 questions, it's okay. But imagine now I'm in my 50th question, 60th question scenario. Yeah, it can be quite tiring on the eyes and the brain. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, so the clue I always say is just look for the last few sentences, or if you get more and more tired as it goes, read from the answers first, read from the options first, and then read the last sentence. So that's one of the ways to kind of navigate as you get more and more fatigued as you go through the whole exam. Okay, now again, if you have a mind blank all the way through, then what you want to do is look within the answers, what are the key phrases first, and then see, okay, potentially this could be competency 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, or 6, or 7, or 8, and then I go backwards. and analyze it. Yeah. Okay. Now, if I'm stuck between two options, then I'll just flag the question. I just select one first. All right. Just select the one that I feel that is most closely related to a competency, and I come back again later at the later time.